is Will Smith will be fine. The man will be fine, Johnson. He's not. People act like he's begging. He's on the corner begging for his, for his opportunities back. Will Smith is very successful, very rich, very well-to-do. He's going to be okay. He's going to be fine, Johnson. These people that are still like, oh my God, Will. What about poor Will? What about poor Will? What about poor Tim Black? Can't even get his damn computer to work right. That's a problem. Will Smith has no such problems. Will Smith's problems are his wife and his marriage. That's his problem. In fact, folks, I think that this whole thing, the biggest victim is Chris Rock, because he got caught up in a whirlwind that has nothing to do with him. Chris Rock is a proxy for Will Smith's failed marriage. There it is. That's what it is. So I saw reports that Will Smith went to a rehab clinic trying to get his head right. That's what rich people do, Whenever they got a problem, is go somewhere, someone talks softly to them in a dimly lit room, rubs them on the brow, takes notes, and then they just come out and they go, hey, man, I did my penance. I've been working on myself, but trying to get in touch with my inner child. So here's the thing, man, and I don't want to be too hard on people that love Will Smith. I love people too. There are actors and musicians and people that I have grown up with my entire life, just like Will Smith, and seeing them on screen, and I hope that they do well. Hope that their lives are okay. Hope that for everyone, though. I don't just hope it for Will. Hope it for you too. Hope that your life is fine. Hope that your marriage is fine. Hope that your kids respect you. That you can do your job and with with as little bit of interference and drama as humanly possible. I wish that for all of us. Okay? But let's just keep it 100, Johnson. Will Smith is a brand. He is a corporation. He has people concocting an image of this man for the last 30 years. Let's keep it 100. So this thing that happened, this was a malfunction. This was a break in the algorithm. This was a glitch in the matrix. This should not have to happen. So they banned Will Smith for 10 years. So what? Earth to people upset. Will quit the Academy, remember? He stepped down. Why? Because he knew they were going to ban him. So he banned himself, not to give them the dignity of banning him. See, you guys got this twisted. I don't see Will Smith as a victim. I see him as a guy who's pissed off. He's pissed off that Chris Rock said that shit. He's pissed off that Jada's been treating him like garbage. And he's pissed off that the Academy acted like they had to do something to him. So yeah, he's got a publicist. They'll write little nice things to say. They'll come up with a way to spin it. But Will was like, I quit. And whatever punishment you hand down, have at it. Why? Because Will Smith can still do movies. You don't have to go to the Academy to do a movie, jackass. Imagine you getting fired from a place you don't need to go to. It's only one time a year. And you don't need to go there to make money. You don't need to go there to win awards. It's totally at your leisure, your discretion. It does not impact you financially not to go to the award ceremonies. If Will put out some phenomenal work, people can still recommend him and nominate him for an Oscar. He can still be nominated and he can still receive an award. What's the problem? So, 3 things. He quit the Academy, and this ban is not a ban. Okay, look, back when I was in high school, I used to work security guard at a mall. At the mall, we had problems with people stealing. Okay, people would come in, they would steal stuff from the mall. So if you got caught stealing from the mall more than once, you would get kicked out of the mall. You would get banned from the mall. The first ban would be a year. Okay? Actually, I think the first ban, you get banned from the store. Okay? I think that was the first one. Can't go back in the store you stole from. Something like that. But if you got caught enough times, you would get banned from the mall for life. There was a wall of shame downstairs in the security office where all the bad people's picture was up on the wall. You know what? No one ever cried for the people that were banned on the wall. No one ever was like, dang, man, this is racism. Look at all the black people on the wall. Nah, no one ever said anything. You know why? Because they understood the people on the wall were thieves who got caught stealing. And we didn't frame them. It wasn't a conspiracy to put them on the fucking wall. They got caught stealing, we took their picture, we put them on the wall. In fact, a lot of people that got put on the wall were happy to go on the wall. They just didn't want to go to jail, Johnson. They'd be like, yo, kick me out. Just let me go home. So I'm trying to figure out, where's all the sympathy? There was no sympathy for the random black person who went on the don't come in the mall wall. No one cared, man. And the people on the wall didn't complain. They just wanted to go home. So what I'm trying to say is Will Smith, he know what he did was wrong. He smacked the guy doing a live show. Okay, here goes a question. What happened to Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake after the big kerfluffle with the boobie? What happened with that? How long has it been since Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake have performed at the Super Bowl? Look, man, I'm not trying to defend the Academy. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Because there's nothing to compare Will Smith to. What I'm trying to do is pick things that were done live on the air that embarrassed the hell out of the platform. So the only thing I could think of, and maybe some people could think of something else, the only thing I could think of was Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl when the boobie popped out. It was live. People watching it with their kids, eating cereal. And then the boobie pops out. And parents from all over America were complaining, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? My kids are trying to eat. So in a response to that, the NFL had to do something. They banned them from coming to the Super Bowl, right? Now, I know people say Janet Jackson got a raw deal. It was Justin Timberlake's fault. They punished her for it. Okay. Probably so. You're probably right. I always looked at it as a publicity stunt, okay? But the point is, this is unprecedented territory, Johnson. Will Smith and Chris Rock, it was a slap on live TV. It embarrassed the Academy. It happened right there. We're not talking about an investigation into someone's life off screen. We're talking about something that happened right there that they could be liable for. Chris Rock may have grounds to sue the Academy for not having security. I don't know. Nobody's talking about it because most people don't talk about Chris Rock. They just keep talking about Will Smith. So, all I'm saying is I don't know a precedent for something like this to happen. But it doesn't seem to me like to be an erroneous amount of time. Who cares, Johnson? Who cares? 10 years? Who cares? 5 years? 20 years? Who cares? Will Smith never has to go back to the Academy. He can still be successful, make lots of movies, and be a superstar like he's always been. The real test will be, will the fans respond? How will the fans respond? Will his fan base still be intact? That's the thing. Because Tyler Perry's proven you don't need the Oscars to be successful. Nobody needs Oscars or the support of the Academy to be a success. Look at Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry has built a legendary footprint, okay, without the help of the Academy. He has never been nominated for anything, ever. And look at him. Look at the success of Tyler Perry. Who needs the Academy? And Tyler Perry does go to the Oscars. I don't know what for, just to show up. All right. So that's the thing. That's one thing. Okay, that's one thing. I want to hear what you think about it, man. You know how I feel. I'm wondering why people are so got their panties all in a bunch over Will Smith. He already quit. He quit the academy. So he knew this was coming. So he shouldn't be surprised. Maybe he was thinking 3 years. Maybe he was thinking 5 years. Maybe he was thinking 1 year. Okay. What else? Okay, here's something that I got to respond to, Johnson, because this has got me pissed off. People are saying they did this to Will Smith because he's a black man. Okay? And you know what, Johnson? I'm never going to dismiss that. I'm never going to dismiss how black people get punished harder. The only problem is this is a unique situation. Okay? Also, there's also another problem. And that is they're punishing him for hitting another black guy. So it's racism for them to punish the black guy who hit the black guy. If they didn't punish him, would that be racism? See what I'm saying? See, that's how I look at it. If they let him, they gave, and to some people, don't get it twisted. To some people, they consider this a slap on the wrist. They consider this nothing. Nada. Okay? That's how they look at this. Oh, he can't go to the academy. Oh, no. There are people that have lost everything behind a Karen incident on a fucking phone. Yeah, there are people that lost their jobs, their friends, their marriages, over saying some whack shit in a Karen video. Okay? So, but they're regular people, so we don't care about them. Will Smith had all the time in the world to think about what he was doing. He chose to do it anyway. Then he didn't apologize for it. Then he went and partied afterwards. He also accepted a reward. So they're not taking his Oscar back. Oh, that's another thing. They didn't take his Oscar. People were saying they may take his Oscar. So, to me, as a Chris Rock fan who's loved 90% of Chris Rock's work, there's things of Chris Rock, some jokes, I was like, man, damn, Chris, why you have to say that? But that had to do with the black community, okay? But now, given the circumstances, given some of the things I've heard, hey, man, I kind of get where he's going. Because some of this shit is repugnant. Chris Rock is a comedian. Sometimes he makes good jokes. Sometimes he makes great jokes. Sometimes he makes jokes. But that's what comedians do. Not all comedians can always make you happy, Johnson. That ain't the job of a comedian. Actors work on they work on a script somebody else wrote. They read the words. They say the lines. They're not even, it's not them, it's somebody else. They're playing a role. Comedians take a chance every time. They're always out there trying to make you laugh. Some things they say, I don't even know if they believe them, but they think they're funny. It's not about believing them, it's about being funny. It's about capturing a moment in time, and making you laugh. So I like Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock has done a lot for the culture. He's done a lot to promote black awareness about racism, about inequality, he's got historical jokes that stand the test of time. 20-year-old jokes that stand up today. So I support Chris Rock. And my thing is, if you didn't punish Will Smith, that's another slap in the face of Chris Rock. How many times you gonna slap Chris Rock? Chris Rock, all he did was make a joke, Johnson. Now, if Chris Rock would have came off that stage and approached Jada and touched her or threatened her, I'd have said, have at it, Will. Chris is crazy. Do your worst. But that ain't what happened, Johnson. That's not what happened. Will Smith's the one that went up on the stage and attacked Chris Rock. So, look, I want to be cognizant of racist treatment. Okay, I want to be aware of that. These people that you say should be kicked out of the academy, or it took them forever. Harvey Weinstein is one of them. I'm not going to defend that shit. I'm not going to make any excuses for it. Okay? I'm not going to make an excuse about it, okay? Harvey Weinstein, these guys, hey, no one said he shouldn't be in the academy. But I didn't know you had a problem with it until now. These people bringing up Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein, and Woody Allen, and other people, they're doing it now because they're pissed off about Will. I can tell you this, if Roman, I don't know. I don't know. But I know that Chris Rock did not deserve that shit to happen to him, that it's going to follow him the rest of his career over a fucking joke about G.I. Jane. This should have never happened. And I think it's whack that people are defending it to this point. And if people think Will Smith, who can't go to a glitzy show up in a tuxedo once a year at a place he probably doesn't even care to go to that much anyway, like that's a big punishment. You can't stop Will Smith from acting. That's his God-given right as a human being. You can't stop him from doing movies. That's a God-given right as a human being. He doesn't even need you to make a movie for him. I want you to know Will Smith's pretty rich and successful. Will Smith is worth like almost $400 million. He can make a movie tomorrow if he wants to. He can make a movie with Chris Rock and make $500 million. I don't know. They could pass this up in a month and then do a sit down and make a bunch of money, which wouldn't be surprising if they did that. But that does not make Will okay for what he did. He's still wrong. He's still fucking wrong. Stop giving him a pass. If Chris Rock would have hit Will Smith, you wouldn't give him a pass. You'd be like, what the hell is Chris Rock doing? Chris Rock is crazy. So, that's how I look at it. Will Smith, he did what he did. There's got to be some repercussions for it. Is it perfect? Probably not. But let's not compare this to Eric Garner. Let's not compare this to George Floyd. Let's not compare this to Amir Locke and Breonna Taylor. It's not that serious. But people are trying to compare it. Black man never get treated fair. Black man always get disrespected. Black man always gets a heavier sentence. Dog, it's a private organization. On live TV, he smacked somebody in the face. And then to make things worse, he went back to his seat and yelled obscenities. Then when he apologized, he didn't apologize to the guy he hit. He kind of tied their hands. If I was Chris Rock, I'd sue Will Smith and I'd sue the Academy. They didn't have security. They didn't make Will Smith leave. I don't believe this shit about Chris. They asked Chris Rock, did he want him to leave? And Chris Rock's like, no. So they didn't make him leave. There should be some protocols that if you start a fight at the Academy, come on now. Come on, hold up a second. They may not have known that somebody would smack somebody on air, but there has had to be bad blood in the Academy Awards show before. Like, there's too many people in one place for there not to be people who don't like each other to show up at the same place. There has to be exes in the house. Come on, Johnson. It's the Academy Awards. There has to be security. There has to be exes and stalkers. Like, there's all types of problems that can occur when you have a lot of people in one place. So I don't want to leave the Academy off the hook here. The Academy had a duty to make sure Chris Rock was safe. And in their own letter, which I read earlier, they admit they didn't do a good job of that. They let Chris Rock down. They let the viewers down. They let the audience down in the studio. Okay? So maybe some of this is them trying to cover their ass. It's a little late, but maybe that's what some of this is, Johnson. That's all I'm saying. Will Smith, I'm not saying he's the worst person in the world, but we can't admit he screwed up. And all this defending him about Jada, come on, man. Come on, Johnson. Let's be a little honest. Let's be a little honest. Jada Pinkett Smith has been an asshole to this guy. I know that's still his wife, but come on. Let's stop acting like this is like a regular relationship. With all the nonsense, I've been seeing clips of her, of Will being very unhappy with her, going live on Instagram trying to capitalize off of their problems in their marriage and well-being. Look, stop filming me. Stop filming me without my permission, lady. I'm trying to make $1 off of my misery being married to you. You seen this clip? I saw it. It's on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So, Will Smith has a lot of problems. His main problem is his marriage. You need to get that shit handled. But is this racism? Is it racism that Will Smith gets banned for 10 years? That's the question. Okay, I don't think it is. I think they came up with a number. I don't know who came up with 10. But being as though it doesn't change his life, they could be okay. They could be fine. He's chilling in his what? $42 million mansion. Counting his $400 million and enjoying life, Johnson. We should be so lucky. Okay? Chris Rock also, it's not a pauper. He's not on the corner with a can in his hand asking for change. He's doing okay too. And this has been fun conversations, been good, a great distraction from the war in Ukraine, a great distraction from the jab, you know, but it's about to run out. Hell. Will Smith is not the victim. The victim is Chris Rock. Period. I respect Tony Rock standing by his brother. I got a little brother. My little brother saw somebody bitch slap his older brother. I hope my younger brother would be like, yo, what's up? You get these hands. You get these hands. Now that's where you're supposed to be like, yo, you can get these hands, Joe. When somebody hits your loved one. Not when they say something. And of all the horrible things I've heard said about stars, you could star in a Demi Moore movie. It's not the worst insult I've heard, Johnson. I've heard some harsh insults. I always think back to Jamie Foxx roasting J-Lo. You don't remember this? You don't remember this? Okay, I remember it. Look it up. I think of Richard Pryor roasting Marsha Winfield. You don't remember this? It is roast. He roasted Marsha Winfield. You don't remember this? Very selective with your memory. There's been some roasting. There's been some jabs. This was lightweight. That's why all the comedians, well, most of the comedians are like, except for Tiffany Haddish, for some crazy reason. Except for Tiffany. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A black man smacking another black man on TV. It's beautiful. It warms my heart. Horrible shit, man. Horrible. You know, defending your wife against attackers, robbers, wild animals. Yeah, I'm for that. Defend your wife against attackers, wild animals, bills. Yeah, I'm for that, you know? Defend her at the Oscars from a joke. Shout out to DMX. Today was on this day last year we lost DMX. That's one of the guys I grew up with, man. I grew up on DMX. That was one of my guys. You know? So we got real shit going on, Johnson. We got real stuff going on. And I know this, but every once in a while it's good to get away from it because politics is so divisive. We don't agree on it. I'm like, yay! You know, little black girls get to see a black Supreme Court justice. There's going to be somebody on the bench. Might as well have at least one black woman be on the bench ever. And people are like, screw you, Tim Black. You crazy. You're a sellout. So this is fun. I'd rather talk about Will Smith. I'd rather talk about Chris Rock. I'd rather talk about Jada Pinkett Smith anyway because it's fun. I don't have to debate you. You know, it's like we got an opinion, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything. Will Smith tomorrow could go make a new movie, and all of you will go see it. He could go write a book. I didn't smack Chris Rock, but if I did, this is how I'd do it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But what's pissing me off are a lot of people defending it. That's, one of the problems we have is violence. Because people fight for resources, people fighting for respect in a culture, in a system, in a world, in environments where they feel they have no respect. That's a big thing in the black community. Respect. People die every day over respect. Last thing we need, though, I think that's a slap in the face for two very well-off rich people to actually go to blows over respect. It's a horrible example. These are role models. If they can't settle it without violence, what hope is there for our kids, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a horrible example. Your kids watching, my kids watching. Come on, man, they got to do better. And then and to make things worse, we got adults defending the guy that hit the guy. All because they like the reason why he did it. Well, you know what? I always like those movies where the good guy robs the bank. I like those movies. But the guy goes to jail eventually. He gets caught eventually. Things happen, In the real world, even if you like, he did it for a good reason, people still go to jail, Johnson. They still get punished for what they did. That's what happened to Will Smith. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not a punishment. There's no criminal charges. There's no civil charges. Not bad. That's all I'm saying. There's no civil charges. It's going to be okay. Anyway, so that's how I see it. I don't know how you guys see it. What do you guys think? I don't know. Anybody got any thoughts? I don't know, Johnson. I'm just not tripping off of it. I think Will Smith will be fine. I think he'll be well. He will continue to be very successful, one of the top paid actors in history. But there's also another thing to this. So here goes something else. Maybe this is a way out for Will Smith. But you can't be happy in a relationship full of this much drama. You can't be happy. It's sort of like me with my PC. I'm over there banging my head trying to get my PC to work. It's not working. No matter what I did, it wouldn't work. And then it dawned on me. There's more than one PC in the world. Hell, there's more than one PC in this house. Why am I banging my head trying to fix this one PC when I could fix it later? I could go live on this other PC. And that's the same thing with Will Smith. Will Smith, why are you going crazy? Your kids are grown. Sometimes shit don't work out. It's okay.
90 seconds.
You try. At some point, you got to choose your own sanity. Could you imagine being with somebody who said, I wish I didn't marry you? I never wanted to marry him or her. Can you imagine being with somebody that? Can you imagine being with somebody who said, you are not the love of my life? The love of my life is someone who I was never with physically, who died, who was also about to marry another woman before he died. So obviously I was not the love of his life because he had not asked me to marry him either. But can you imagine being married to somebody who's willing to say those words to the world about you and you're sitting right there having to listen to this shit? I used to think it was all smoke and mirrors. I used to think Jada was saying it just to get publicity, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, there's no way a person could be that disrespectful. She's joking, man. She's just playing their game, playing the game of media games, just trying to get publicity. You know what I'm saying? It's not real.
10 seconds.
There's no way she could be this disrespectful. But I think I was wrong. I think she is this disrespectful. I think she really doesn't care, man. So they say if you won't do the right thing, sometimes life makes you. Like, you get an opportunity to step up, do what needs to be done, but then life will make you do it. Yeah, like if you don't maintain your vehicle, it'll break down on your ass. And then guess what? You got to either get it fixed or you got to get a new car. You can't keep riding on E forever. Eventually, it runs out of gas. Yeah, eventually things break down. Like, if you got a hole in your roof, eventually it starts leaking, eventually it falls in. You can't just forever be like, I'm just going to ignore the hole in my roof. I'm going to pretend it's not a problem because I don't want to spend the money to fix it. Nah, that ain't how life works. You don't get to stay in a shit marriage forever and there'll be no ramifications. Okay? Not to mention the horrible example you set for your kids. And we're talking about a situation where, yeah, it would be very expensive for Will Smith to leave, but he'd still be richer than 98% of Americans. Hell, 99% of Americans. If Will had to leave Jada tomorrow and lost half his money, he would make all of it back within 2 years. First of all. Okay? First of all. Second of all, life goes on. But I'm supposed to feel sorry for him. And we're supposed to form Voltron and start a movement. And it's supposed to be okay for him to smack Chris Rock, who I'm not supposed to feel sorry for. I don't mean feel sorry for him. I'm just saying, that shit was uncalled for. When Chris Rock, for me, when Chris Rock said, hey, don't tell me racism doesn't exist. There's a one-legged busboy in here right now who wouldn't trade places with me, and I'm rich. That's how good it is to be white. When he said that, case closed, face closed. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. That was more impactful to the black American experience than anything Will Smith has ever said. And Will Smith's been talking for 30 years. But that one joke, and it wasn't really a joke, to me, represented more in our lives, more about the black struggle than anything else. Okay? Yeah, I know the time he said the thing about Louis C.K. I didn't like that. But that's canceled out by the good shit he said, the good jokes he's had, the good comments he's made, the good bits in his stand-up. See, it's like people don't remember all the good shit Chris Rock has said and done over the last 30 years. It's not good things. Also, nothing for nothing, Chris Rock's been divorced. He lost a lot of money in his divorce. And you know what? He took full responsibility for it. He said his divorce is all his fault. That's what he said. He took the blame for his own divorce. He paid all that money out. But is he smacking people in the face? No. So I feel like people are just so biased. I don't think I have a blind spot on this. I don't think it's that I'm so biased I can't see it. The guy that got assaulted is the guy I support. I don't want Will to be canceled. I don't believe in being canceled. You can't cancel a rich guy anyway. He can still go where he wants to go, do what he wants to do. Okay? So I'm not saying cancel Will Smith, but what I'm saying is Chris Rock, he deserved better. And these apologies, I don't know what you say at this point. It's too late now. But that night, if Will would have went to Chris Rock that night and cleared it up, all this goes away. All this goes away. But he didn't do that. He had a chance to do it. He could have went and cleared it up that night. While he was at the party doing the selfies, doing the dancing with the award, he could have been like, yo, guys, real talk. I've been under a lot of stress. What I did was wrong. Chris Rock, if you're watching, man, I apologize. Nothing. He didn't do that. So how good a guy is he? At his highest level, after being blessed with an Oscar for best actor in a leading role, whatever. Even after winning the award, after being at the after party, he didn't feel gracious enough to say, hey, guys. So, yeah, I know you love him. Just doesn't seem like somebody with a whole lot of compassion. That's how I see it. I don't sense a whole lot of compassion coming from the guy. So, oh yeah, and do me a favor. These people on Twitter miss me with the whole Tim Black, you got a wife, when you defend your wife. Yes, I would. But guess what? I would not smack a person at the Oscars to do that, who said words. Now, there are words people can say that are horrible. I get that. It might get you upset. But I'm a grown-ass man. I got to control myself. I just can't just do it, just go ballistic. Show my ass in front of the whole world as if there's no repercussions for it. That's because I'm a regular person. I'm a regular person who gets backlash. I'm not a multi-millionaire, 100-millionaire who can just do what I want to do because I'm pissed off at the moment. Nah, I gotta think about tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta think about tomorrow when I do shit. And also, my wife hasn't been on the red table talking about how horrible I am, or how she doesn't love me, or how I don't do it for her. Come on, Johnson. That's crazy shit. So, yeah, different relationship. I'm sure you got relationships. Hopefully they're not toxic like this. So anyway, it is what it is, man. 10 years being banned, it's not the worst thing in the world. He'll be okay. Walking off. Big money Will. Dollar bill, Big Will, be fine. He's still getting jiggy with it. It's our broke asses that ain't getting so jiggy, okay? Okay? That's a problem. Will's gonna be okay. And I'm sure, his life will continue. Let this blow over. Hell, if I'm in this camp, I'm trying to think how we could spin this. There's gotta be a way to spin it. There's always a way to spin it. I mean, come on, man. It's not like he killed puppies. He slapped a black guy. Come on, Johnson. Now, if he would have slapped a white guy or a white woman, oh my God. I mean, if you're going to slap somebody or a black woman, woo! If you're going to slap somebody, he picked the right type of demographic to go after. So all these people like his life is ruined. No, it's not. If you're going to slap somebody and you're a black guy, yeah, you kind of, yeah. The only thing that really hurt him is that Chris Rock's reaction was so composed. It made Will look worse. That's part of the problem, that Chris Rock was able to control himself, even as Will Smith continued to threaten him and yell obscenities. That's part of the problem. So, no, he's not canceled. You can't cancel rich people. Rich people gonna be okay. Unless you take their money, rich people gonna be all right. It's us broke asses that get canceled. And when I mean by canceled, I mean fired. You can't fire Will Smith. He's his own company. Shit, look at all the shit Papa John's had to do. Papa John's had to fire himself. You can't fire rich people, man. They fire themselves. And they do so to save their money. Papa John's didn't have to step down. He did so to save his corporation, to save his stock. Put Shaq in there. Come on, Shaq. That's what Papa John's had to do. Papa John's was so horrible. And look, if Papa John's could survive, so can Will Smith. Papa John's so bad he had to hire Shaq to be Papa John's. Oh my God, 10 years. It had to go like that. Shit. Samuel L. Jackson finally got an award, finally got an Oscar. Questlove got an Oscar. Regina Hall and Wanda Sykes hosted the Oscars. No one talked about it. There are a lot of casualties from this shit. You know that? Imagine working hard as shit all week, or 2 weeks, or a month, on presenting at the Oscars, hosting the Oscars, just for Will Smith to show his ass and no one talk about it. It's like it didn't even happen, Johnson. It's amazing how many people I don't hear talking about that. Yeah, 2 black women basically had their night stolen. All for Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's bullshit. And I don't hear a lot of people complaining about it. But if it had been some rapper, The Baby or J. Cole, I don't know. If it had been Snoop, just saying, just point it out, just put it out there. If it had been somebody you didn't think was, but shit, Snoop is love, so. But if it had been somebody you didn't like who did that, you wouldn't have to worry about the Academy coming down on them. You be coming down hard on them. All right, Johnson. I just keep it 100. That's all. I say we just keep it real. Let's have a little bit of clarity. A little bit of clarity, Johnson. Because at the end of the day, Will Smith brought this on himself. No one said, hey, there was no rules. And don't give me the whole shit about, well, Jada looked at him. What is he, a puppet? Come on, man. Come on, man. So stop with the whole he was defending Jada shit. He did that for himself. Because, I mean, he's a grown-ass man. Just because his wife gave him a look doesn't mean he had to respond. Like, yo, whatever. Especially somebody like her, talking all that smack. But all of a sudden, we just make excuses. People making excuses for that bullshit. I'm not making no excuses for it. Can we talk about alopecia for a second? I got your alopecia. Okay? I got alopecia. Say something so I can smack it. But Tim Black, you're a man. You don't care about how you look. Yes, I do, motherfucker. I care about how I look. You don't think I wish I had a hairline? You don't think I wish? Or you think I don't wish I had a hairline? I wish I had a hairline. I wish I had waves. I wish I had a afro. I would like twists, some locks. It's over for me, Johnson. And it's been over for 10 years. And it's not fun. But you know what? People make ball jokes about me all the time. Can I smack them? Just checking. You know what I've been seeing? I've been seeing a lot of women who don't have men, who don't have husbands, live vicariously through this bullshit. Okay? I'm going to say it, man. There's been a lot of women who are unmarried. For some reason, now not all, Johnson. Definitely not all. No disrespect. Okay? But there have been a lot of women who are not married who are fantasizing through this shit like, that's how a man's supposed to treat you. No, he's not. He's supposed to be smart. He's supposed to be wise. He's not supposed to do anything that puts you or him or the family in jeopardy. He's supposed to think. He's not supposed to be a caveman. Unga, bunga, bunga. I'll kill. Blah, blah, blah. It's what meant to be just a damn fool. Show me that you love me. Slay him. That's a bad idea for black men, first of all. Because America has a lot of trips, a lot of traps, and shoots and ladders for black men. Already. So all types of snares and bear traps, deadfalls, all types of shit waiting for us. The last thing black men need are black women trying to make us run over top of them. Yeah, like it would be really nice, right? Not to have that. So for all those women out there, all these single women that for some reason have a fantasy, some weird fantasy, that they got a man who's willing to throw it all away because someone disrespected the honor of Shaniqua. Shit. Hey, there's a lot of brothers in the cemetery. Now with their kids, a lot of brothers in jail right now because you know how our legal system is. You think the academy's harsh. Try the court system. Okay? There's a lot of brothers in jail right now who try to keep it real. Standing up for their woman. This guy's putting hands on my woman. This man kept looking at my girl. This man trying to holler at my girl. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot. Because in the real world, you don't get to walk up to somebody and smack them and they don't do nothing because they don't want to lose their goddamn job. I saw a fight in the airport. Where this guy thought he could just rough off the guy working in the airport. I saw a fight in Walmart where a big dude got his ass whooped by a guy in Walmart. Because in the real world, you don't get to just run up on people for whatever reason and nothing happened. See, so I agree with Steve Harvey on this. When Will Smith did this, he was thinking that Hollywood shit. He knew, he had a feeling that Chris Rock wasn't going to do anything. That's why he did it. That's another thing that people aren't talking about. Because, dog, if you really wanted to fight, and if you're a real man, and you got a problem with a guy, you want to go outside and handle it straight up. Like, if you ain't on that, I'm going to shoot your shit. Because a lot of people are on that, okay? But if you want to be old school and be like, okay, I got a beef with this guy, let's settle it like men. If we on that, if we're gonna have a G code. Now this is how it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, Johnson. Once upon a time, you had a problem with a guy. Two men had a problem. They went outside and handled it like men. It used to be how it was. You would not try to handle it in a public place where somebody would go to jail or where somebody else could not respond. You would handle it in a place where you both would have no excuses for the outcome. Right? Come on, fellas. Where my fellas at, man? Where the fellas at? Fellas, where we at? Huh? How many men are watching? Look, I need to know, fellas. Give me a 1. Give me a 1 in the chat, okay? Remember back to like the 80s or the 90s, right? If you had a problem with a guy, you and another guy had a problem, you had beef, does this ring a bell? if you're going to handle it, you want to handle it in a way where he don't get to make an excuse. He doesn't get to say, man, I was at work. You lucky I was at work or I would have got you. You lucky, son. You lucky. No. You say, okay, you and me, we got to handle this after school. When we was kids, you get into an argument at school, okay, we don't need to get suspended from school. Only a punk wants to fight at school. Teachers go break it up, right? Something's whack's going to happen. We don't need that type of drama. You wait till after school. Why did we wait till after school, Johnson? Come on, fellas. Come on, man. This has gone on long enough. Had this gone on long enough? Come on, where my brothers? Where my Gen X brothers at? Hell, where my Gen X sisters at? This is how it used to be done. If you had a problem with someone, you wait till after school. We meet in a place that was off school grounds, so nobody would get suspended or expelled from school. That's how we used to do it. When you want to fight somebody at school and show your ass in front of everybody, that is a punk-ass move. That's right. That's right. All these women clapping for a punk-ass move. Some of you weren't raised right. Come on, TK Kirkland. Some of them weren't raised right. Because where I come from, you got a problem with another man, you handle it. Now, if you can't handle it by talking, that's always the best way. You want to avoid conflict. Let it go. But if you have to, if you feel like I gotta knuckle up, I gotta address this, whatever, you do so in a place where both people are free to express themselves. You don't you don't do it on the job in front of the world where it's gonna get broken up. And actually, Chris Rock was at work. Chris Rock was doing a job at the time. So he was at a disadvantage. So not only is Will trying to beat up the comedian who's doing his job, he's doing it while the guy's at work. Okay. The guy is 5 inches shorter, 5 years older, and 100 pounds lighter. And he's at work at the same time, Johnson. Come on, man. And for some reason, some people think it's okay. For some reason, there are some women who are applauding Will Smith because they say he took up for his wife. No. No, that's not how. This is bigger than wives. This is man shit. This is man to man, okay? This is what this is. Man to man, what's supposed to happen, these two men are supposed to settle this. It'd be better if they settled it behind closed doors. Two men look at each other eye to eye, have a serious conversation. It doesn't even have to come to a fight. But if it does come to a fight, it should be done in a way where nobody's been sucker punched or sucker slapped. It's not at a place of business. Come on, man. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. It's kind of basic, right? If you're old school, it's kind of basic, right? Because that's how I was raised. That's how I was taught. That was the code. You got a problem with a man, you settle it like men. So, evidently, this was showboating. And you know what? It's Hollywood. Because in the real world, when you take advantage of the smaller or the weaker guy, somebody bigger than you steps in. And lets you know what it's like. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. So back where I come from, if we saw you taking advantage of the smaller, shorter, weaker person, somebody would step in. Yeah. You know, just to let you know how it is to be taken advantage of. Yeah. That's what happens. Also, I do believe, Johnson, if Will Smith would have walked up and he would have said to Chris Rock in front of the whole world, because he didn't have to hit him, he could have said, Chris Rock, what you just said, what you just did, brother, that was out of line. Will and I, me and my wife don't appreciate it. Blah, 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 something like that. If Chris Rock would have continued to be an asshole, or if he would have been an asshole, then I would have understood a little bit better. Because it's a G thing, right? If you approach a guy and say, hey, man, that's my wife, blah, 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 we're here trying to enjoy ourselves, Chris Rock could then say, okay, man, my bad. But if he's like, screw your wife, that heifer, then it's a little different. But if you just walk up and smack the shit out the guy and then walk off like you a badass, just, no. 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 I don't think it's cool, Johnson. I don't think it's cool. So I'm just wondering why so many women think it's okay, but hey, you know. Will's he's tall. Will is tall. He's light-skinned. He got a lot more money. He's more famous. He's more successful. Come on, Johnson. He's got all these things going for him. And we got little Chris Rock. Chris Rock, you know, no disrespect, but Chris Rock is not like leading man style. You know what I'm saying? He's like a little comedian guy, a little funny guy, you know? He used what works for him to be successful. But it's not Will Smith's success, right? Don't get me wrong. He's probably to me, he's one of the best comedians who's ever lived. But to women, they'd probably be like, okay, if I could pick a guy, I would pick. They had to choose between Chris Rock and Will Smith. They'd be like, so maybe that has something to do with it. No one's talking about that. No one's saying that's part of it. It's always part of it. It's always part of it. So I appreciate you guys helping me work this out. See, we've been able to talk this thing out and get to the bottom of it. If Will Smith was a stand-up guy, he would have given this guy, this other man, an opportunity to defend himself. They'd have went outside and handled it like men. If that's what you're going to do, or you would have talked about it. What you would not have done was embarrass him on his job in front of the world, knowing it's very unlikely that he can do anything back to you. And the reason why we know he knew Chris Rock was not in a position to really do anything is he turned his back. And he did not hesitate to turn his back. He wasn't like, he just turned his back, walked away, and then continued to threaten him from his seat. So taking all that into consideration, 10 years is good. Yeah, I changed my mind. Well, I didn't change my mind. I'm even more convinced 10 years is good. Yeah, 10 years is just fine. Hell, he's lucky it's not 20 years. He's lucky he's not banned for life. You can get banned for life, Johnson. When you went to the mall and you got caught stealing, I don't know if you got banned for life. But when you got banned, Johnson. You got banned. So that's really all I got on this. That's funny, Johnson. Well, look, guys. Let me know what you think about it, I guess. I don't know. Or don't. I don't know. But it would really be nice if people say, okay, I don't know if we answered the question. Does this have anything to do with race? Is it racism that made Will Smith be banned for 10 years? I think they just picked a number, Johnson. Can he appeal? Can he put out an appeal for 5 years? I'll take 5 years. Maybe he thought it would only be a year. I don't know. He quit. So I don't know. He quit. This is hilarious. I can't believe I'm still talking about this. But it's fun. I had to do a makeup show. But to me, it's fun because, hey, man, it's not the worst thing in the world. No one died. Everybody's going to be okay. And hopefully, Will gets out of this toxic relationship. And hopefully, Chris Rock will continue to sell out comedy arenas. And hopefully, Will will come back and make a movie, a tell-all book. And hopefully, everybody will live happily ever after. And you and I will still have to figure out how we're going to afford gas. Oscar said, when this happened, he wondered what would have happened if it would have been Bernie Mac or Richard Pryor making those jokes. I know what would have happened. Nothing. If Will Smith would have hit Richard Pryor, I would have came through the TV. If Will Smith would have hit Richard Pryor, I would have came through the television. Yo, real talk. Look, the arena would have cleared. Everybody would have ran to the stage. Yo, we can't have this type of situation, Johnson. They gotta put their foot down. Think what could have happened. Think what could have happened if it would have been somebody who was more likable, like I don't know, like Richard Pryor. Man, people may have rushed the stage, Johnson. You're lucky it wasn't a rap concert, a rap award show. They would have cleared the stands. All the stands that came onto the court, like in the rubble, the Malice in the Palace, the Clippers versus whatever it was. Ron Artest. Bad boys, what you gonna do? But wow. What would have happened if it had been somebody who was a little bit bigger? See, these are things I think about. That's what I think about. So it's really it's one thing to stand up for your woman. Okay. Like I said, I think I prefer I think it's better to stand up in a situation where it's actually, and even when somebody makes a joke you don't like, there's a way to handle that. You can get a guy a look. You can give him a motion like, all right, man. Hey, all right, bruh. All right, you don't just da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't do that shit. That's what, that's when people come out the woodwork on your ass. You don't do that. No. That's the way to handle it, Johnson. That in my book. That's not how you diffuse the situation. Hey, brother. Hey, bruh. Come on, man. All right, bruh. It's a way. In the black culture, there's a way we handle these type of things. If somebody's roasting your ass and they're going too far, like, hey, all right, bruh. All right, you got it. There was no, hey, you got it. Come on, this is the culture. Now, there's some people who don't know that this is black culture. Black culture, we roast one another. We play the deserts. We joke. We cap. This is something that we do. And there are unwritten rules about how you handle it. And when somebody goes too far, you let them know. You let them know. You're like, hey, bruh. All right, dog. All right, you got me. And then they're like, okay. It's like a mutual understanding that, okay, I'm going to leave you alone now. I'm going to move on to the next person. But Chris Rock had already moved on to the next person. How are you defending this? I keep making these strong points. He'd already moved on to the next person. He was done. He said, hey, that was nice. It was nice. He was moving on. And then here comes RoboCop. With his tight-ass suit on, coming up there to start drama. Come on, man. I'm right. I am right in my analysis. It's spot on. These people never been to a comedy show before. You go to a comedy show and somebody gets on you, you're like, hey, all right, bro. All right, it was a good one, bro. All right, man. All right. You don't just approach the stage. 3 big dudes come out the back on your ass. Right? Oh, gosh. People talking about Cosby. What Cosby got to do with this? Jesus Christ. Anyway, goodness gracious. Yeah, I know. It's like, let's pull the worst example. Let's compare Bill Cosby to Will Smith. You know, Will quit. He resigned. Why did Will Smith resign from the Academy? Why did he resign? Because he knew what? What did he know, Johnson? He knew they were going to kick him out. They kick him out and people go, my God! What did you thought they were going to do? Name an award after him? That's the Standing Up for the Black Woman Award. Is awarded this year's award. This year's recipient of the Will Smith Smack the Shit Out of a Comedian Award is Idris Elba. Come on, man. Come on, Johnson. Come on now. Come on. Gotta work with me, Johnson. Gotta live in the real world. Can't live in another world. And stop comparing apples to Captain America. Come on, let's stop comparing apples to tuna fish. Don't do that. Stop comparing everything to everything else. This shit is weird. All right? I know you want to prove your point. I get it. You want to prove your point. You want to defend your guy. But let's not compare shit that don't go together. All right? Let's not compare the two. All right? I guess if Harvey Weinstein was, assaulting women at the Oscars, live on stage, maybe they would have kicked him out too. And look, if they kicked out every director who forced themselves or tried to use their power to get sex, they probably had to kick everybody out. There would be no more Oscars. There'd only be like 2 people left in the Academy. It would be only like 2 people left to go to the Academy Awards. That's funny, Johnson. It would be a lot of empty seats in the arena. Let's put it that way. All right? A lot of empty seats. Shit, I wish they would have had Norm Macdonald do the awards. That would have been good. Or Paul Mooney. Oh, I wish they'd have had Paul Mooney do the awards. See? That would have been good. Oh, come on, Tim Black. You ain't gonna let me do the awards. These white people are not ready. They are not ready for me. They're not ready for my black ass. No. They don't want to hear what I gotta say. They don't want to hear what I say. No. They can't handle the truth. They don't want to. They're gonna tell the truth. And that'd have been great. That would have been something. Wow. Sue me for slander? He must be talking about somebody else. Yeah. Look at him caping in the comments section. Oh, man. Look, y'all. Hey, look, I understand why. What's her face? I forget her name. What's her name? What's the rapper? Cardi B. Cardi B sued that YouTube lady, right? YouTube, whatever. I think the reason why, and I didn't follow it that closely, I think it was like an ongoing thing where the woman could show damages. Cardi B could show damages in a pattern of harassment. Dog, if every time somebody said something, you could sue them for anything they said that you say wasn't fair, no one would, like, everyone would get sued. Let's live in the real world a little bit. You know, just try living in the real world. That ain't how it works. I'm not saying we're all lawyers, but yeah, that's different. Like, she stayed on Cardi B's ass for like years, mentioning one person during the live stream, and they got to prove damages. Like, how much could I hurt Bill Cosby's revenue? How am I hurting his revenue? How am I taking food off his table? I tell you, man, some people just don't need a computer. Yeah, you need to go back to paper and pen. Go back to paper and pencil. And use the phone. You need to go back to telephones. Because if you... No. I'm going to compare this thing to that thing because I'm trying to make a point that doesn't make sense. I'm going to compare the things. No, it don't go together. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you have something to say about the Will Smith and Chris Rock entanglement? Let's talk about it. Oh, you think I should? You think I should try to do this? It's almost over, Courtney. It's almost over, Johnson. So it is what it is, Johnson. But it looks like I'm gonna have to do this from now on. You know? Looks like we're gonna have to do this, Johnson, because we're caught up. It is what it is. But look, guys. So, hey, 10-year ban may seem like a long time. It'll fly by. Look, I'd rather be banned from going to a place, get dressed up and going to this place, than lose money. Yeah, if I had to choose, if I was Will Smith, or lose my Oscar. You know? I think that's what I'd rather do. You know? He got to keep his Oscar. Look at the upside. And if you're Chris Rock, some people say Chris Rock may still sue Will Smith. I don't think he's going to do that. I know I saw on a couple of obscure websites that Chris Rock may have hired a lawyer. I don't think this is true. I do not believe it. Okay, I've got no confirmation. I don't think that Chris Rock will be hiring a lawyer, which is pretty cool. No one's talked about that. He didn't press charges. He did hire a lawyer. He could have. All right, that's all I got, Johnsons. Tuesday, hopefully we had that computer thing worked out. We'll be taking phone calls on the show on Tuesday. Monday, be back for Pause with Tim Black. It is what it is. Thanks, Wolfpack, for being here. Thank you for moderating it. Thank you for standing in the gap, Johnson. We'll get it fixed out. Maybe it's time to get new software. Maybe it's time I switched up the software anyway. You know what I mean? It's all good. And that's all we got, Johnson. That's all we got. That's all we got. Okay. Whatever, Johnson. Anyway, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the show. We do this show a lot. On the weekends, we just do bonus material. Because I'm home, you're home, why not do bonus material? Or you got your phone, right? So why not do some bonus stuff? All right. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you on the next one, Johnson. Stay true. Stay real. Peace. I guess.